inside the lives of the richest women in the world. More and more extremely wealthy women have embarked on successful business ventures in recent years. Any industry's prominent and rich leaders have demonstrated commitment, tenacity, and hard work. Certain people owe their wealth to inheritance or divorce, but others worked hard to run and expand the family business or concentrate on philanthropy, starting from scratch in some cases. The experiences and advice of a few successful female billionaires can be helpful for women who want to hold leadership positions. That's why for today's video, we'll talk and tackle inside the lives of the richest women in the world. Number 10. Abigail Johnson. Abigail Johnson, a businesswoman and the head of the American investment company Fidelity Investments, is the 10th wealthiest woman on the planet. 2 generations of the Johnson family, her grandpa Edward C. Johnson II and her father Edward C. Johnson, were already constructing the Fidelity Investments mutual fund empire when Abigail Pierpont Johnson was born in 1961. Ned Johnson III, the oldest child of Ned and Lily Johnson, hired Abigail as an intern in 1980. Johnson attended Buckingham Brown and Nichols, a private school in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and then earned a Bachelor of Arts in Art History from Hobart and William Smith College in 1984. Johnson obtained her MBA at Harvard Business School after working as a consultant for Booz Allen Hamilton, where she also met her husband. Johnson presently has a net worth of $21.5 billion. Number 9. Iris Fontbona and family. The London Stock Exchange listed Antofagasta plc, which owns copper mines in Chile, is under the ownership of Fontbona and her children. She also owns the majority of Cuenco, a publicly traded Chilean conglomerate involved in manufacturing, banking, and brewery. Fontbona was raised a Catholic and was born in 1942. She first met Andronico Luksic Abaroa, who was 15 years her senior, when she was 17, and they got married when she was 20. According to Forbes, Iris Balbina Fontbona Gonzalez, a Chilean mining tycoon, media mogul and billionaire businesswoman, who is the widow of Andronico Luksic Abaroa and the heir to Antofagasta plc, is expected to be the wealthiest person in Chile, the 3rd wealthiest in Latin America, and the 9th wealthiest woman globally in 2022. She currently has a net worth of $23.8 billion. Number 8. Suzanne Quant. The daughter of Herbert and Joanna Quant, billionaire heiress Susanna Hannah Ursula Clatton was born in Germany. She worked for the advertising firm Young & Rubicam in Frankfurt from 1981 to 1983, after earning a degree in business finance. This was followed by a marketing and management course at the University of Buckingham and an MBA with a focus on advertising from the IMD Business School in Lausanne. She expanded her business knowledge by working at Dresdner Bank, McKinsey's Munich office, and Bankhaus Reuschel & Co. in London. She received her father's 50.1% ownership interest in the pharmaceutical and chemical company Altana upon his passing. She is a member of Altana's supervisory board and was responsible for making the company one of the top 30 businesses on the German DAX index. In addition, her father entrusted her a 12.50% share of BMW. However, since her mother passed away in 2015, her share of BMW has increased to 19.2%. Together with her brother Stefan Quant, she was elected to the BMW Supervisory Board in 1997. She is currently Atlanta's sole owner and deputy chairman, with a $25.1 billion total of net worth in her name. Number 7. Miriam Adelson. Miriam Adelson, an Israeli-American-born physician and multi-billionaire, was born on October 10, 1945. She started supporting conservative political organizations in Israel and the United States after becoming married to American business magnate Sheldon Adelson in 1991. The Adelsons made contributions to Donald Trump's 2016 campaign inauguration, 2020 campaign, and defense fund against the Mueller investigation into Russian interference. Her 12 years of schooling were spent in the Hebrew Reali School. As a medical officer in Ness Ziona, she completed her mandatory military service. She graduated from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem with a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Genetics before completing her medical education at the Sackler Medical School at Tel Aviv University. She was married to a physician, Ariel Ochshorn, with whom she had 2 children. Adelson divorced Auckhorn in the 1980s. She later met Sheldon Adelson at Rockefeller University, and they were wed in 1991. She was one of the financial vice chairs for Donald Trump's inauguration and is attributed with influencing Sheldon's political views on Israel. Before we continue, we'd like to ask for a few moments of your time. If you want to support Channel Name, please leave a like and click on the subscribe button. This would help us create more engaging content for you. Now, moving back to where we left off. Continuing off with number 6, Gina Rinehart. Rinehart was raised in the Pilbara region after being born in Perth, Western Australia. After attending St Hilda's Anglican School for Girls on a border basis, she briefly attended the University of Sydney, before discontinuing her studies to join her father at Hancock prospecting. She was Lang Hancock's only child, and after her father passed away in 1992 and his estate went bankrupt, she took over as executive chairman. She transformed the business that was having serious financial issues into one of the biggest mining firms in the world and Australia's largest private enterprise. When her wealth surpassed 29 billion Australian dollars in 2012, she surpassed Christy Walton as the richest woman in the world and was listed on Forbes' list of the 100 most powerful women in the world. Due to a recession in the Australian mining industry over the ensuing few years, Rinehart's net worth drastically decreased. But in 2020, because to a rise in demand for Australian iron ore, her fortune was once more rebuilt. And as a result of everything, she currently has a net worth of $30.9 billion, making her Australia's richest person. Number 5. Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott is an American novelist and philanthropist who was born on April 7, 1970. She has a net worth of $33.4 billion as of September 2022, thanks to a 4% share in Amazon, the firm founded by her ex-husband Jeff Bezos. Scott is thus the third wealthiest lady in the United States and the 21st wealthiest person in the world. Forbes named Scott one of the world's most powerful women in 2021, and Time named her one of the 100 most influential people in 2020. Number 4. Jacqueline Mars. Jacqueline Mars, born October 10, 1939, is a businesswoman and investor from the United States. She's the granddaughter of Frank C. Mars and the daughter of Audrey Ruth Mayer and Forrest Mars Sr., the founders of the American confectionery corporation Mars, Incorporated. Mars is a member of the Mars family, which established and runs Mars Incorporated, and she holds stock in the corporation. As a member of the family, Forbes magazine estimated her shares in Mars Inc. and other assets to be worth $23.5 billion in January 2019, making her the 18th richest American and 34 on the list of the world's billionaires. Today, Jacqueline Mars is the world's 5th wealthiest woman with a net worth of $34.8 billion. Number 3. Julia Koch family. On April 12, 1962, Julia Margaret Flesher was born. Her ancestors were farmers, but when she was born, her parents, Margaret and Frederick Flesher, had a furniture store called Flesher's. She spent her early youth in Indianola, Iowa, before moving to Arkansas when she was 8 years old. When her parents opened a clothes company named Peggy Fredericks, which she described as a gorgeous, beautiful establishment, Flesher traveled to New York City in 1984, after graduating from the University of Central Arkansas and working as a model. She worked as a fashion designer, Adolfo's assistant, and made fittings for Nancy Reagan. She met David Koch on a blind date in January 1991, but the meeting did not go well for her. However, the two reconnected at a party later that year and began dating. They married in May 1996 at David Koch's house on Meadow Lane in Southampton, where she had ceased working in 1993. Julia Koch and their 3 children, David Jr., Mary Jr., and John Mark, acquired 42% of Koch Industries after David Koch died in August 2019. She is a new member to the list this year with a net worth of $62.5 billion. Number 2. Alice Walton. Alice Walton, the sole daughter of Walmart founder Sam Walton, takes the second spot on the list of the world's richest women. Walton began her career as a stock analyst and money manager for First Commerce Corporation, and she later became the head of investment activities at Harvest Bank Group. She was also an E.F. Hutton broker. Walton established Llama Company, an investment bank, in 1988, where she served as president, chairperson and CEO. Walton was the inaugural head of the Northwest Arkansas Council, and he was instrumental in the creation of the Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport, which opened in 1998. Her net worth is estimated to be $70.8 billion as of April 2022. And finally, number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Mars. Francoise Bettencourt Mars, born 10th July 1953, is a French businesswoman, philanthropist, writer, pianist and billionaire heiress, the richest woman in the world, with a net worth estimated to be $78.4 billion as of April 2022. She was raised as a strict Catholic and has produced several Bible commentaries. She is Lillian Bettencourt's only daughter and heir. She married Jean-Pierre Mars, the grandson of an Auschwitz rabbi, and raised their children, Jean-Victor and Nicholas, as Jews. Her family owns 33% of L'Oréal shares, which has grown exponentially over the last decade. She has served on the company's board of directors since 1997 and is now the chairperson of this makeup company. Bettencourt Mars is ranked 13th among the world's wealthiest people. While Kim Kardashian and Rihanna are self-made billionaires, the majority of the world's richest women are worth at least 10 times what they are. What about you? Would you want to live the life of a billionaire if given the chance? Or is that too much of a load to bear? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you want more content related to this topic, make sure to check our channel. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.